Yeah, Josh Sexton for the Anfield Wrap. Delighted to be joined by Dirk Kuyt at the Anfield Sports and Community Centre. Dirk, first of all, just tell us a little bit about why you're here today.
Well, it's always good to be back in Liverpool, and we had a Legends Mass last month for the LFC Foundation. I think it was great to raise a lot of money, and today I think the LFC Foundation is back again for a very good cause with a partnership of SC Johnson. I think it's very important, to give something back to the community, but also learn the younger kids how to recycle plastic and how to be aware of their plastic bottles and give them the proper message just to make our planet a little bit better.
And how important is that sense of community to you? Obviously, Liverpool is a big community in that sense, and you'll have learned that from your time playing here. But how important has it become to you now as a Liverpool legend to be coming back and still giving back to the community?
Well, football gave me everything in my life, and just as a former player and a former player of Liverpool, it's just great to give a little bit back to communities. And Liverpool always want to be the best on the pitch, but also outside the pitch. They also want to send out a proper message, and I think they're doing that already for a long time. And also with this partnership with SC Johnson, and how to be aware of plastic bottles and how to recycle them, how to put them on the right way in the bin. It's just very good. I think it's very good to learn the younger kids, and for me as a former player, it's just nice to help them a little bit.
And you mentioned about coming back for the Legends game recently. How much did you relish that experience of getting to play in front of a sold-out Anfield?
Well, it's just great that to come back to the city, and these Legends games are amazing, and I really enjoyed it. But every time I'm back in Liverpool, it feels like home. I lived here 6 years, a big part of my life, and it's always great to be back. And it's great to be back for a Legends game, but also great to be back today for another very good cause.
And of course, you are a bona fide Liverpool legend. You scored some big goals during your time as a Liverpool player, a couple against Manchester United as well, and the Reds obviously got the win against Manchester United the other night. Were you at the game?
I wasn't at the game, but of course I watched it at home. I think it was another amazing performance of the Reds. In our days we managed to win sometimes from United, but what the Liverpool did the other night, beating United 4-0, but also in the away game 5-0, makes 9 against 0. It's just an amazing result, and I think that's showing everything what Liverpool are about at the moment, and hopefully they can keep going, starting with Sunday against Everton in the derby.
Yeah, and of course Manchester United aren't the force they sort of were when you used to play against them with the Alex Ferguson teams, but still important to beat them, I suppose. And you as a fan now looking at, you must know how important that rivalry is to this city and this club.
Yeah, no. Okay, United is not playing the best football in the world at the moment, but they have some pretty good players, so you always have to be on your toes. And like you mentioned, it's a derby game, it's a rivalry game, and always a very tough one. But Liverpool made it look like very easy the other night.
And you mentioned that there's a Merseyside Derby coming up at the weekend. Which of those two games did you prefer to play in more, Manchester United or Everton?
Well, I love to play them both, and both they gave me great memories. I used to score a couple of goals against them, so I know how important it is for Liverpool to win these kind of games, and the tension and the build-up to the game it's just amazing, and I enjoyed them both a lot.
I think you're being modest there when you say you've scored some goals against them. There's a Merseyside Derby that's of course named after you, the Dirk Kuyt Derby. What sort of occasion is that, the Merseyside Derby for you as a player?
Yeah, no, it's when I just arrived from Holland this morning to be here and attend, and just as soon as I landed, people start to talk about the derby game, and I think that's says everything about the importance of this game. Evertonians, Liverpool supporters, they're all speaking about the derby, about the doubts, about is Liverpool winning easy, or can Everton do something, and the tension is just so nice. And back in the days when I was just living in Woolton in Liverpool, it's just the build-up was just amazing, and I couldn't wait for those kind of games.
Did you come across many Evertonians in your time as a Liverpool player, or even when you're back now, and they say any words about those derby games you scored?
No, they still respect me. The only feedback I get is that I should have a red card against Phil, I was quite lucky there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you were lucky enough to be able to sort of score in those games as well, but lucky enough to be able to win trophies for Liverpool and sort of challenge for those major honours. You've, of course, been in a Premier League title race, you've been in a Champions League final, you've won a League Cup and been in an FA Cup final as well, and Liverpool are now doing that all within one season. Can you imagine the sort of pressure of doing that under one campaign?
But when you name it, you also know that it's pretty special that they are still involved in all those competitions. It's not easy, even when you are a top side like Liverpool is now at the moment. It's not easy to be on your toes every match, and Liverpool is coping so far with the pressure and is able to perform every match to at least to get the result in. And when I watched the last games, the semi-final against City in the FA Cup, the game against United, Liverpool is in top form at the moment, and hopefully, they can play a couple of more finals this season and get rewarded for the amazing performance they have this season.
Do you think there's a chance of Liverpool win the quadruple?
No, I think whenever there is belief, you have to be in Liverpool. You have to be at LFC, because these people always believe in themselves, also in tough times, and these are good times. And like I said, it's time that Liverpool is rewarding their amazing performance, and this is the month what will decide everything. So fingers crossed they get in the quadruple.
Absolutely, and hopefully more Derby magic to come from some of those players replicating Dirk Kuyt in his Liverpool days. Thank you very much, Dirk.
Thank you.